While I joke, I do think that maybe is the hardest thing about being in RevOps, because if you remember, like 1 to 2 years ago, that was the job title that everybody was searching for. And then Clay came on the scene and they didn't create a category. They actually created like a job that is GTM engineering. And now you have AI. And so I think the hardest thing about RevOps today is kind of making sense of it all. And I think it's funny when you talk about RevOps and you think about there's multiple definitions that I think work for it. But if you do think about it as bringing together customer facing departments and, kind of making them work together, right, to have data that your team can trust and make predictable decisions around in order to scale, then each one of those departments is facing what I would consider some level of which I don't want to say imposter syndrome, but they are facing anxiety, right? Because every day you get up and you get on LinkedIn and somebody's built a new OS that basically takes every piece of their brain from, today and back until they were in high school. And you're like, dude, how do I keep up with all that? Right. Before this started, we were joking that, you know, 6 months ago, people were like, oh, well, I don't know about uploading the data into OpenAI and they're going to do something with the data. And literally, when I log in and you go anywhere, it's now, if you don't have 8 agents working for you at the same time in the CRM, you are a laggard and you are a Luddite. So I say all that to say, I think the hardest thing about being in RevOps today is m- making sense of what's real, what's not, being able to communicate that to leadership, because I think RevOps has moved from maybe just like a very, I think RevOps has moved from like being seen as a support function maybe 5 years ago. And before that, into more of a strategic function, right? And so, in that, you are now having to not only prove that strategic worth, but stay ahead